Hi everyone, Cheryl here with this elegant favor box from the Scrapping Cottage. It is a CottageCutz die. I went ahead and put it together, and so this is what it looks like. I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. I went ahead and did the vines, and those are the trellis vines that I went ahead and used, and that's another CottageCutz die that I went ahead and used. But what I'm going to be showing you today is how I put this box together. And so the first thing you'll want to do is grab yourself a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, and I'm just going to show you how to utilize the entire piece of cardstock, the 12 by 12. You should be able to get all your pieces cut out. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is cut a 4 by 12 piece, and what that leaves you with is an 8 by 12 piece. And so you can cut the 8 by 12 3 times, so you'd be cutting it 4 by 8, and you'll be able to get 4 sides out of one sheet. And so I already prepped those to save some time, and I picked a really busy pattern, as you can tell. And so I've already went ahead and poked all the pieces out, and they were super easy to poke out. I used my fingers underneath them and poked what I could, and then flipped them over and got the rest. So that's a real easy way to do this. And so I'm going to go ahead and move the die, and this is the die. This is what it looks like. Okay, and so I'm going to be using Helmar's 450 quick dry adhesive. The reason why I chose to use the 450 quick dry is because it will give a nice bond, so I won't have to worry about it falling apart or anything like that. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and score the pieces where the score lines are, and the die does do that, show you where. So it's not real hard to do. So we just go ahead and do all the pieces and get them prepped for gluing. And there's even a little tab right there. And then I lay them upside down is how I'm going to do it. And I just get them all in line and ready to be glued. Really easy box to put together, and I think this box is perfect for giving like a gift card or a little birthday gift. I really think it would be really pretty with Christmas paper, and to give your gift cards you could do some tissue inside. I put some grass, if you could see it in there, it's purple, and so I think they'll be perfect for Christmas too. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put a little bit of glue on here, and then put one of my sides down. Now I flip it over just to be sure, and that looks good. Whoops, and I just moved it. Okay. So with the 450, it'll take a moment to dry. And then I'm just going to put a little bit on that one. And the same thing, I flip it over so I can see where the bend is. And so I'll get all those done. Hold that down for a minute. And then now I'm going to just do, I don't want too much of the 450, but I do want enough. Whoops. And that is too much. Whoa. Okay, and then again, I'm going to flip it over just to be sure. Okay. So I'm going to let those dry, And then the next thing we need to do are the tabs. And so we want all the little tabs hooked on here. So I'm just going to put a dab of glue. And the dab there. Well, that's more than a dab. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can grab a tool to get some of that. Because that's actually enough to use for the next one. Whoa. Yeah, that's a lot. You don't need a lot of the 450. Again, you can flip it over to be sure that the fold is where it needs to be, because you can see where it folds. Okay, so I'm going to let those dry. And then the next thing I'm going to want to do is put the box together. So I'm going to be putting more glue here on this one end and hooking it to the other end. And see, by us prepping the score lines, it's going to make it easier to put it together. So now I'm going to go ahead and add, hopefully not too much to this end. My luck, I have glue everywhere. I like to make messes, I guess. Okay. And so now we're going to close it up. And as you can see, it was all hooked together. And so now we're just putting that on the inside. And you want to make sure those score lines meet up so you don't have a crooked box. And then, whoops, if you could get your hand in there, you can kind of press that down a bit, or just take it and get it like that. Yeah, that holds together really nicely. So the next thing we're going to do is the bottom. I'm just going to show you the bottom, and the top you'll close with a ribbon. And the only ribbon I have, let's see if I have any that's going to work. Well, I can, basically you're just going to close the top with some ribbon. I'll grab a gray piece, because I don't think I have, these are too big. I have some Silky Crush I could use. Well, let's do that. And I'll just show you, I'm not going to cut it or anything, because that's probably not what I'm going to end up using. So my box should be put together. And, oh, you know what, I forgot, one tab. So the last tab is this tab right here. Oh, shoot. And I didn't bring a cloth down, so I'm going to have glue everywhere, you guys. Oh, well. Okay. I forgot this one. So I'll hold that down for a moment. So my next step that I want to show you is the bottom. So hopefully that will stay. So you'll have your 4 pieces, and what I like to do is I want to hide the square edge on all the pieces. So I'm going to start with one of the sides, so that one. Then I'm bringing down this one, then this one, and then this one's going to tuck under like so. You could get that. And there you have your bottom. Now the bottom you could glue. I'm not going to glue it right now, but I would glue it. I glued my other one. Okay. So now what you'll do is there's 4 holes around the top, and as I have glue all over me, I start by coming in through the top of one. And then, and this ribbon, like I said, is really wide ribbon. This probably isn't the best ribbon to be using for this. But you'll get the idea. What the ribbon's going to do is going to close the box for you. On my box that I showed you, I used seam binding. So now for this last one, I'm coming under because I want it to come out through the top, because that's how this ribbon's going to be. So for the last one, instead of coming over the top, we're coming under through the bottom. Sorry. My hands are such a mess right now. Hold on. No. Okay. And like I said, I'm not going to cut this ribbon because I don't know if I'd be using this one. But there you have it. So now you'll have the spot where you could just tie it and tie a bow. And there you have a nice little gift box. You could put tissue inside this, or grass, or your gift, or cookies, or anything. Just make sure you glue the bottom. That's the only thing I suggest. And I would just leave it like this and put some dabs of glue underneath. And then stand it up and push your hand down in the bottom to get it to stay. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed my elegant favor box from the CottageCutz from Scrapping Cottage. And there's a kind of a close-up. Perfect for little gifts or goodies, treats, candy, gift cards. And thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Have a nice day.